Hello, my name is Renee Viscar, and this is my law training presentation on the Family and Medical Leave Act of 1993. So, the Family and Medical Leave Act of 1993 is an act to grant family and temporary medical leave under certain circumstances, be it an act by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled. So, why this should matter to you? This should matter to you because after taking time off of work to recover from the birth of your child, or after caring for your spouse, child, or parent who was sick, or to spend time with your covered service member prior or post-deployment, it allows you to continue your benefits and you will have a job to come back to when you do resume work with the same amount of benefits. This is really important because it helps to promote the stability and economic security of families within the United States and preserving the nation's interests in the integrity of families. And prior to 1993, there was no laws or acts for women to take off of work after they had a child. So a lot of women lost their jobs. And it was a really difficult time for them because they had to really think about, hey, do I want to take more time off of work to recover for myself and spend time with my baby? Or should I go back to work because I'm in danger of losing it? So if they took more than 4 weeks off of work, most of them lost their jobs. And there was also no law if, like, an employee had a sick father or sick parent for them to take care of. So this law helped to really make that okay, because that's what the nation wants, is they want to preserve the integrity of families, and they can't do that if there's no laws to protect families. Alright, so what is it exactly? You're allowed to take up to 12 work weeks of unpaid leave in a 12-month period for specific family and medical reasons with the continuation of benefits. And then what qualifies as specific family and medical reasons? It could be the birth and care of your newborn child within the first year, placement of your adopted or foster care child within the first year, if you need to care for a spouse, child, or parents with serious health concerns, or if you yourself have serious health concerns and you need to take time off to help yourself. If your spouse, child, or parent is a covered military member on active duty, and we'll go into that more in a little bit. But also what this act covers is that nursing mothers need an adequate break time because nursing mothers need time to express their milk. Otherwise it builds up in their system and it's very uncomfortable for them. So if you are breastfeeding your child, reasonable break times for nursing mothers is also covered in this act. The business should designate an area that is on a bathroom and shielded from view and the intrusion of coworkers for the mother to express her milk. This is covered under the first year of the child's birth. And the temporary space, or the designated space I should say, can be temporary. It doesn't have to be a room. And businesses aren't required by law to have a designated, like a permanent designated area. So if it's a temporary, like, office space that a nursing mother is using, after the nursing mother is done using it, it can go back to the space it was prior. And then I'm just going to go over what defines a child really quick because there's some confusion on this. Because obviously your child is your child no matter what their age is. However, the law is a little bit different. And it does agree that your child is your child no matter the age when it comes to military family side of it. And it will allow you to take the up to the 12 unpaid work weeks if your child is leaving for a deployment or coming back from one and you wish to spend time with them. However, aside from that, your child must be under the age of 18 or physically or mentally unable to care for themselves. The age of the onset disability is irrelevant, and it also does not have to be a pre-existing condition, nor does it have to happen before the age of 18. So that's why it's the onset disability is irrelevant, because they want you to take care of your children if they are no longer physically or mentally able to care for themselves. And so, if like your child who's 30 years old now gets into a car accident and they need help because they're going through physical therapy and they just need the little extra help around the house or helping them get to and from, you can take the time off of work to go help your 30-year-old child to do that. So then there's some military family leave provisions. So you may take up to the 12 unpaid work weeks for covered active duty or impending to the call of order. Covered simply means active, reserve, or National Guard unit called to deployment. You may take this prior or post-deployment or to attend household emergencies that the covered may have handled. And then this is just continued on this page. You may take up to 26 work weeks of unpaid leave in a 12-month period to care for covered service member with serious injuries that resulted from the deployment that they were on. And this can be obviously your spouse, child, parent, or if someone labeled you their next of kin, you would also be able to take this at that time. The same amount of time is also used for veterans. If you or your spouse, child, parent, or next of kin are a veteran and are undergoing treatment, recoup, or therapy for a serious illness, as long as you or they were a member of the armed forces, discharged or released, as long as they were not dishonorably discharged or released, and discharged and released within a 5-year period before the employee takes off. So I'll kind of explain that a little bit more. If the veteran was discharged in 2020, you have up until the 2025 to take off, like any time during that period, for up to 26 weeks. Well, I should say any time in the year for the next 5 years to help care for them. And this is really helpful because veterans served our country and they get injured. It happens. Not always a pleasant thing, but if you do need to take it off, you do have a little bit more time to care for them as opposed to caring for somebody else. And then just a little bit of additional information. Certifications may be required to prove that you are taking care of someone who is sick or injured, even if they are in another country. Simply ask the doctor who is caring for your loved one to provide this for you. And recertifications may be requested no more than every 30 days. And however, only employees who have worked for the company for at least 1 year are allowed to take the 12 unpaid work weeks per year. And this is just kind of for more to build trust with the employee and the company. Obviously go to your HR, and if you're working there for 9 months, something happens, just go talk to them and see what you can work out. But those laws might be a little bit different. Maybe you'll go over your 1 year time while you take it, so then it would kind of cover it at that point. And a lot of states may vary on some of these laws. Obviously, they do have to stick to the specific guidelines, but some states might have better benefits with this compared to other states. So, however, the employee is always entitled to the best package. So that's always nice. And even if the state is a little bit different, they still have to go at least based, the very bare minimum, they have to go based off of what the federal laws say. So that is always nice, that even if your state doesn't allow anything else, at least there is, this to fall back on. And then I just have my sources that I used right here. All right, thanks guys, bye.